Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're well. And this is a topic that I'd like to think bird dogged, right? Talked about, covered, is the operative term. Hey everyone, I'm proud to report that for the and I have been I've been quite concerned, really concerned that we as a city. I'm actually adjusting the live stream version right here that I'm talking to you on for distribution. Live stream version right here that I'm talking. Hear me say that live stream version, okay? But live stream version right here that otherwise it echoes. Okay. We've dropped the ball as a city. It's one thing to let the Warriors, just move, to San Francisco. Yeah, it's across the bay. Yeah, it's 12 miles. Yeah, it's new arena. Yeah, it's worth $2 billion. Yeah, I get all that, okay? But look, the simple fact of the matter is that simple little move from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum complex to Chase Center in Mission Bay has altered Oakland sports world in a way not seen since the Raiders left for Las Vegas. There's no other way to put it. And since that happened just a scant, 3 years ago, we haven't done anything to mitigate the impact from that. And this adds on to it. Now, what do I mean? I mean this. There's a thing called Google Trends. And you can look at Google Trends and see who is searching for what by location. You can see how trends have changed in terms of what people searched for going back to 2004. It's a pretty good tool. You can see all of that and more. What stuck out to me, and I've actually blogged about this before, is that Oakland lost roughly 40% of its search volume because of the departure of the Raiders to Las Vegas. You heard me. Why? Because instead of Oakland Raiders, we have Las Vegas Raiders. So the search is for Las Vegas and not Oakland Raiders. So in the total universe of searches about Oakland, because Raiders is less likely by far to be included in that universe, guess what happens? The total universe shrinks. Now, what does that mean? It means there's less awareness of Oakland because the Raiders aren't there. And now, because the Warriors are not playing in Roracle in Oakland, there's even less awareness about Oakland because of the departure of the Warriors in that simple little move to San Francisco. So here we are with the NBA Finals, right? Here we are with what many had the right to think was, hey, maybe this will, I thought, the Warriors will, for old time's sake, want to come back and be at Lake Chalet, right? Well, and then, and here comes ESPN First Take. They certainly want to return to beautiful Lake Merritt and show how lovely Oakland is and remind us of old time's sake when the Warriors were the scourge of the NBA and they were winning all the games and wowing people with their innovative, fun approach to basketball. All that stuff, right? The stuff that produced this Stay Golden, 2019. Okay, they lost to the Toronto Raptors, but still, it was played in Oakland at Oracle Arena. Okay? Hey, where are we now? Well, I broke the story today. ESPN told me. ESPN said, "Hey, I'm right here. Will Oakland get anything?" They said that they are not returning. They're not doing anything in the Bay Area. They're basing their entire broadcast approach around their virtuoso speaker, as I call him, Stephen A. Smith, which I read is another way of saying, we're not going to spend a lot of money on this because we don't have a lot of money to spend relative to what we did before. So sorry, Oakland, and sorry, San Francisco, sort of, because we're going to be at Chase Center anyway, and so we're sending our big gun dude to be our personality. Ooh, yay. But they know with Stephen A. Smith, they already have the crowd, okay? They're not going to reproduce the crowd at Lake Merritt in Oakland anymore. There will be no cameras over there, no helicopter, not even a drone. There won't be anything focusing on Oakland unless Oakland engineers it Oakland self. And I haven't got a press release that's going to happen. What you say? What about the Warriors parties at Lake Chalet? Nope. They're not happening either. Not happening. Why? Because the Warriors, I am told by a friend who's going to the party, who thought I was going to the party, that they're having their party at some big warehouse not far from Chase Center. So everything is going to be in San Francisco. Everything. In a reverse of the situation that was for Oakland for so many years. When the NBA Finals were in Oakland, you had some events in San Francisco because, hey, look, people stayed in San Francisco at the hotels. But the problem with this scenario is this. Oakland has nowhere near the number of hotels that San Francisco has. All right? Oakland has nowhere near the number of hotels that San Francisco has. So forget about overflow. Forget it. It's not happening. Oakland has maybe 3,000 or 4,000 hotel rooms. San Francisco has almost 20,000. Top quality. That's like comparing the destructive power of an H-bomb, San Francisco, to a kitchen match, Oakland. It doesn't add up at all. Point is, Oakland stands to realize the scenario of being completely left out of the hoopla around the Warriors' success this year. That's where we are. That is the impact of moving. And you would say, so what? I will tell you what the ultimate so what is about that. The ultimate so what is so simple. That dude, okay, it says that if you're watching the finals in Utah, or more appropriately, I think, Ohio, you will see images of San Francisco. And you will undoubtedly think, gee, if you've never been to San Francisco before, I'd like to see what they're going to show. The cable car, the Golden Gate Bridge, the San Francisco side of the Bay Bridge, Market Street, Fisherman's Wharf, the old tourist standards, as I call them. They will be shown. Oakland, nothing. They're not going to show anything about Oakland. Maybe once. We'll be lucky to get something. And that's it. The impact of all that is this. Studies prove that tourism numbers go up for cities that have greater exposure on television. That is a studied fact. So what happens when you do what Oakland did? Chased away the equivalent of roughly $30 million in free advertising revenue, free advertising, by letting your sports teams go. By people who say, oh, sports, what's that? Who cares about sports when we have a homeless problem? Who cares? It's about money, okay? It's about making your city more attractive so that people want to spend money in it, so that the companies and people in it are more recognized, which brings what? Money. We have chased that away. The amount of money that we could have spent to retain the Raiders is money that we would have made up for just by the exposure the Raiders have given us. This, just to show you how whacked out all this is. We've calculated the amount of money we think the Raiders have to pay us for moving. But we never bothered to calculate the amount of money the Raiders made for us being in Oakland beyond just playing there. Do you realize that hosting a Super Bowl alone in the 90s was the equivalent of $25 million in the pocket of that city? That's a Super Bowl. So what about regular season games? That's worth maybe, what, one quarter? All right? So you want to say round it off to what, $5, $5 million times 17 games, not 17 game season, but a 9-game season. All right, that's roughly $45 million for that season. Then you multiply that times the number of years. After 10 years, looking at $450 million. After 20 years, yeah, you're looking at $900 million. You're looking at more than the subsidy. That is what Las Vegas is enjoying now by having the Raiders there. That is what Las Vegas will continue to enjoy if and when it adds the NBA, if and when it adds Major League Baseball. And there are people who will tell you Las Vegas didn't need the attention, but it does. It really does. If you visited, it still did get out of the pandemic. And given the changes in the gambling industry, it really needs this kind of economic dynamic. But it shouldn't have happened at Oakland's expense. It wasn't Las Vegas' fault that Oakland was too stupid to recognize what I'm telling you. This is something I've talked about for a long, long time. But now, folks, we are in position to feel it. Okay? Now we are in a position to feel it. All right? We are in a position to feel it. Straight up feel it. That's where we're at. Straight up feel it. Save Oakland sports? Well, that ship sailed. To me, it shouldn't be Save Oakland sports. It should be Revive sports in Oakland. That's what it should be. Because Oakland has nothing going for it except some new residential buildings that at market rate levels do nothing to solve the homeless problem. You know, the neatest thing about having all of these sports events was that someone who, maybe they didn't have the tech background or the connections to get these 100,000 plus jobs or be considered for them, could at least cobble together jobs working as an usher or concierge or some other type of service function at the arena in Oakland, get some nice tips, and come away with a pretty decent salary. That's what a number of people who worked at the Oakland Coliseum did. But what have we done? We've taken all that away. We've taken away the ability of Doris, for example, to work day Raider game, night Warrior game, or day A's game, night Warriors game. We've taken that away with nary a thought because some dunderhead with the idea that sports is, not an intelligent pursuit at the back of their mind thinks that we shouldn't have sports in Oakland. You have people who are like that. We, Oakland, have screwed ourselves up, okay? We have screwed ourselves up. That's what we've done. We've turned around and said, okay, you know, we we don't care anymore. We rather have we'd rather have an environment where it's quite more likely that you will get shot or robbed or some combination of the above, and we don't want to have any place where you can have fun. No, it's like Oakland feels guilty about it. All right, but that's what it looks like. Tell me that I'm wrong. The big question is, will we get the parade? Right now, it doesn't look like it. San Francisco and London Breed, who, hey, wants to get reelected. You think London Breed is going to let Oakland have the parade? You think London Breed is going to allow Oakland to rain on her parade? No. Absolutely not. It is not happening. If it does, I will drop my jaw, because there's every reason for Oakland to suffer from this, because we've done nothing to maintain it while we had it. We took it for granted. We only wanted it when somebody else wanted it, be it San Francisco or Las Vegas after that. We let more aggressive government players outplay us, be it the late San Francisco mayor and friend of mine, Ed Lee, or the current Nevada governor, Steve Sisolak, another friend of mine. Two aggressive economic development players. And now we sit with the Athletics, still dealing with crazy court battles here, looking wistfully at Las Vegas and not wanting to pull that trigger, but realizing that maybe it's just the best thing to do. All of this is because of your government and my government in Oakland not at work. All of this because of things we don't do. All of this because of stuff that's fixable. It's fixable, okay? Fixable. Just plain fixable, all right? But do we fix it? No, we don't. No, we don't. And the next set of elected officials, the next mayor, isn't going to make anything better. I haven't seen it. Activists cannot run government. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The trouble is, that's what we're getting. We're getting activists. People who attach themselves with names, either conservative or progressive. Look, I don't care what you are. If you're not helping people to make ends meet, you're not running government. Your name means nothing. Nothing. I'm not talking about your real name. I'm talking about what you call yourself. Vote for, out here, Fayette County, Georgia, and Georgia, it's the mantra, conservative. I'm a conservative, good conservative. What is that? You have people who don't even understand what it means to be conservative. I know more about being conservative, and I don't call myself a conservative, than the people who think they're conservatives. Want to talk about the price system? Progressives? Progressive at what? Not fixing the economy. What? Not making government work for people who have little. Are you giving them transportation to get around free? No. Are you giving them a myriad number of jobs to go for? No. Are you making it fun for them to be in their city? No, because you're letting businesses just go away. You're not giving businesses subsidies to stay. You're not doing economic planning. So what are you a progressive about? Insurance? What? You have all these people who want to give themselves a name. They're a progressive. They're a liberal. They're a conservative. They all have one thing in common. When they get in office, they don't understand what it means to pull the right lever of law to fix the government at the part where it's most important, the one that affects your pocketbook and mine, the one that affects your quality of life and mine. That's why we have all the problems we have now, folks. And all of that is going to form itself into one gigantic creature and throw up all over Oakland in a different way. Throw up all over Oakland by Oakland not having anything. Warriors parties will be at a warehouse not far from Chase Center. We may not have a parade. Hey, bars will get business during the finals in Oakland, great. But the city should do something to help them. Hey, how about a special $500 per business payment for those people who actually have parties? How about an organically grown approach? Why not announcing that we're going to go after our own NBA team rather than wistfully stare at the Warriors? That's what I'm talking about. The Bay Area can support 2 basketball teams, not just 1, 2. Don't be fooled, folks. Hit that like button. 2 basketball teams. That's right, you heard me. 2 basketball teams. The Bay Area should have a team in Oakland. We have the arena. It just needs a few modifications. It was built anew. That's right. 1998. Don't tell me it was 66, Zinni. No. That thing was gutted, torn asunder, torn apart, and rebuilt. Give me the like button. Come on. If you don't, somebody else will. Doggone it. I'm serious about this. I'm Gumby, damn it. I'm serious about this. Yeah. Hit the like button there. Hey, there's a like. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Whew. We got to get off our collective tails and get Oakland rolling. Oakland needs an NBA team and a WNBA team. And for those who would say, hey, look, won't that upset the Warriors? We need to start a war. We need to start a war. Go to Congress, have Barbara Lee stick in some special legislation that calls for 2 NBA teams and 2 NFL teams. You know? We need to start throwing punches. That's what Oakland needs to do. We used to throw punches. We haven't thrown punches in decades. We need to fight. Because our very economic heart has been, it has been ripped from us. The A's departure will be the coup de grace. Do you want that? No. Do I want it? No. Even though I say it's better off for the A's than it is, I don't want it, but I don't see the alternative because he ain't doing jack. It just smoking ganja and this weed smells so. Oh, this is weed we love. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm a progressive. No, but I'm a good. You know. Which is not too far from the other version you have out here. Oh, this weed is great. I'm a conservative and I got my guns. You know? Oh, brother. You see the common term, right? Weed. Ugh. Wow. You should be talk show host on KGO radio. Hey, tell KGO to hire me. Tell KGO to make me an offer. I do this I'd simulcast this. Actually, it's a good idea. I'd simulcast this on here and on KGO. Be innovative, you know? It's an idea. But yeah, I have a lot to say about that. I have a lot to say about a lot of things going on in the Bay Area and the country. A lot. I can talk for hours. I'm not going to tonight. About 30 minutes is fine. I'm at the 26-minute mark now, just past it. But my point is this. In every revolution, there are a few people with a vision. You have that vision. I have that vision. We can make that happen. All we have to do is say to the mayor, get an NBA team in Oakland. And then repeat it. Get an NBA team in Oakland. And then follow that up with get an NFL team in Oakland. The ripple effect meaning of that is gigantic. Huge. It means new arena. It means construction jobs. It means standard jobs. It means more areas for small businesses to sell their wares and services. It means community gathering point. It means a place where people can go in case of emergencies. The large-scale event center, which Oakland runs the risk of not having a fully upgraded one right now, because right now we don't. We wait until sports teams want to come. No, we need to build the thing for anchor tenants and then go out and get them. That's what Las Vegas did. Allegiant Stadium was originally the large-scale sports event facility. It was supposed to be built originally at UNLV. That was the idea as far back as 2013, when it was a dream and gleam in the eye of a number of UNLV alums. Okay? You gotta think big and not fear to think big. All right. It's 12:17 out here, 9:17 there. I'll be back tomorrow. Subscribe to Zenny62, bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. And thanks. That KGO idea is a good one. I'll see you.